I hope you like long invasions, because this entire video is one single 13-minute invasion. I am once again here with my wife, and probably always will be, with all of these commentaries. Would you like to start the video with another one of your stims?
No.
Oh no. I'll get her.
You know, although I do get a little embarrassed when I do my stims, I have to say that I find it adorable that he loves them. Stop! He has never made me feel uncomfortable for stimming around him, and I adore that.
That was a sound. That was the sound of me raspberrying her. I thought I got a good sound out of her, but I couldn't. So this video here, we just did a video on our co-op playthrough that we did, but I didn't add this one because it was just 13 minutes of this one guy who just invaded. He starts out fine, you'll see, but he gets very annoying. And I think that this is a good opportunity to talk about what I consider like ethics in this game specifically, maybe games in general. But as you can see, I'm letting her duel one-on-one. And I don't think as an invader you have to adhere to duels. That's not the kind of ethics I'm talking about. I think you can be scummy and toxic and never adhere to duels and heal if you see somebody else as being, quote, honorable. Not that I do those things myself, but I don't think that there's anything unethical about doing that. If that's your play style, if you want to be a little bit of a bully, that's fine. One thing to keep in mind is that we're fairly low level, as you can tell by our health. I don't even think we have 2 talisman slots. So the behaviors I'm talking about that I think are unethical to do, that I think really no one should do them, is save scumming in items, among other things. But that's the most egregious example. I would argue that it's not only scummy, but that it's full-on cheating. So having your friend drop you all of their, what do you call them, starlight shards, those things that you consume and they gradually regenerate MP. Those things that you eat, what do you call them, the meat dumplings or something like that. While you can, in the case of the Star Shard, there's a finite number of them. So what people will do is they'll like get a playthrough where they get like the 15 or however many it is you can get through playthrough, and then they'll drop it to a friend, and then they'll reload their save through PSN to get theirs back, but their friend still has the 15 or so that they dropped, and then they'll have their friend drop now 30. And then they'll reload it. And now, pretty quickly, you can each drop 99 to each other. And then when you invade, you have access to a way to... You basically don't even need to have blue flasks. So you're giving yourself a huge unfair advantage. And you can say, oh, well, you're going against multiple people in PvP, but that's what is intended. As you can see, I tried to have my wife duel him there. Because he hasn't started, again, what I would argue is cheating yet. Having the meat dumplings gives you extra heals that you can very easily get out off the downside by just popping one of those poison blouses or green blouses or whatever they're called. Things that recover, that cure poison for you. Yeah, I would say that this is just outright cheating. And thus far, I just think, you know, he's a guy. I'm just doing a duel. I'm not particularly a fan of using DLC gear. Maybe some things here and there, but being fully decked out in DLC gear at low level, I wouldn't call that cheating. And I can see he's doing that because he's got the DLC hat on, so I can tell he's a tryhard. But despite that, I don't consider that cheating, which is why I allowed, you know, my wife to duel him at first, because she needed, at this time, more PvP experience. So I just figured, you know, what the hell, even though he's using DLC gear, probably has more than just the helm. It's fine. But again, that's not cheating. My wife probably barely knows what I'm talking about.
I know. I've asked you many times what what a try hard is. I remember the first time you said that word, I was like, what the hell is that? And now every time you start complaining about someone, I automatically say that they're a try hard. But for me, it's kind of just weird that people who are so over leveled in different ways, that have like so many items and you know, just, why are you waiting for the noobs? Like, why do you go to areas where, you know, the noobs are going to be, and why are you just being a dick about it? Like, he could definitely probably see that, you know, I wasn't that great. Yet he, like, keeps on, like, running away, and then, like my husband said, you know, just using all these items that kind of overpower you and give you an unfair advantage that you already have an advantage over new players.
Yeah, so as you can see, that thing that he's throwing, that spear, that's not like an Ash of War, if you don't know. That's, again, I don't know the DLC as well, but I'm pretty sure that's like a thing that are either you can only get a finite amount of, or you can't get that many. But regardless, like she said, he's coming here and using this all on like new players. And if you want a game where you have an advantage or are an equal footing to new players, or to players, then don't invade an Elden Ring. You know, part of the fun of invading an Elden Ring is you are often at a disadvantage. And I think that they want like the credit of like, yeah, I won as an invader. But they don't actually want to lose. They want to feel like they're at a disadvantage. But if you are this guy, and you're wandering in, even if they're not noobs, even if they're just players that are doing a natural or honest, whatever you want to call it, playthrough, a casual playthrough, not dropping any items like we are, you have an advantage. You are no longer, this invader is no longer at a disadvantage when he comes in. So he's just kind of playing pretend here. Why
don't you, like, you remember when you told me how is it that higher levels get paired with lower levels, and you told me that there was like a system that they use? So
that's an over-leveled phantom. You as an invader, you can't invade as an over-leveled phantom unless they invite you in. What you're referring to is password summoning. So we password summon each other, but we purposefully stay at the same level most of the time, unless I want to do like one of my cosplay builds. But I don't like typically take a level 150 character and yeah, we've never done that. I don't think we've ever done like 150 character and had me be summoned to your level 40 character, because the game will do a little bit to balance it, but it's not enough. So a level 200 character is going to be absolutely overpowered if a level 40 character password summons them in, and that's the only way that can happen is if they password summon them in. You can't accidentally or mistakenly summon a level 200 phantom as a level 40 host. It does this outside of the matchmaking, so that's what you're referring to. So she mentioned tryhards, and tryhards aren't necessarily cheater. I mean, these are all my definitions. I mean, they're somewhat consistently used by the community. But
and it depends if you piss them off, you know, just like the point down and the wave or the teabagging, you know, it's definitely arbitrary.
Yeah, tryhards are more... tryhard is more of an attitude. Tryhard is... I'm very much not a tryhard. I tend to use stuff that I think is fun. So I'm not using this weapon because I think it's amazing. As I've talked about before, I won't use Moonveil. Again, I don't think using Moonveil is cheating, but I will never use Moonveil just because I think it's too strong. And if I were a tryhard, if I had the tryhard mentality, that's basically just using the best gear all the time, always. If I had the tryhard mentality, that's what I would always do. Virtually every run would be the same. I probably wouldn't play the game very much. So a tryhard isn't necessarily a cheater. I think that this guy is cheating. I think if you're save scumming in, you are using stuff not really intended by the game. You are giving yourself stuff that you're only supposed to have finite uses of. So that's cheating. I don't think using an over-leveled person is cheating. Again, I would say that that's scummy. I would call you a griefer griefing isn't necessarily cheating, but save scumming in like this guy is doing the starlight shards, the meat dumplings. This is just cheating. So what I've started doing, well, I've been doing this actually for years now. When I first started playing Souls games, I would never ever block anybody because I saw it as like, oh, that would, as a pride thing, like, oh, I'm not gonna block people, and I don't block tryhards for the most part unless they're particularly annoying. I don't block tryhards. I don't even, well, almost never block griefers.
I will, every single one. Because why are you bullying me? You don't have to bully me. Why are you even in my game? I'm playing with husband. Like, stop.
I mean, that's fine for her.
It sure is.
But for me, I've started blocking people who cheat like this. And I've noticed very quickly, you only need to do it for a few months. It tends to be the same people over and over again. I think that these are a minority. I think that they play a lot because the whole reason they're doing this is that they want to win, and this is the avenue, the game that they found that they can cheat and win. Yep, there goes with the Starlight Shard. But I've just started blocking them, and when I first started playing Elden Ring, it was, I felt like I was running into them all the time. Now, when I saw this clip in my, because this is an older clip, I was like, wow, it has been a really long time since I ran into a cheater and had to block them. I almost never run into them now. I can't even remember the last time I found this guy. Like, this isn't fun for me. This fucking guy, running away, using the Starlight Shards, giving himself the unfair advantage when I'm having an honest playthrough. This isn't fun. So I encourage everybody who enjoys playing this game, just block these guys. Whether you win or lose, try to win. As you can see right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to win. But after the match is over, find them in the, you can look back at the PS, who you fought with if you don't have the, if you have the character name active in the menu, and just block them. You will have a lot more fun. And if you kill them like this, look, it's been so long since I had to point down. There you go.
Bye-bye.
You know how hard he must be raging. Had to cheat and still fucking lost. Fuck that guy.
So sad.
Alright, well, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.